The Seattle Seahawks were a franchise that seemed like they're on the up and ups whenever they figured out a QB situation with Geno Smith that nobody really expected to happen. And they were able to move on from players like Russell Wilson and have him go to the Broncos for an absolute haul at the time. And now they have moved on from the likes of DK Metcalf, the likes of Tyler Lockett, the likes of Geno Smith himself, who they traded to the Raiders. And now they signed Sam Darnold in the offseason. They got Jalen Milroe in the draft in case Sam Darnold doesn't work out, and even if he'll be able to develop behind Sam Darnold. Now JSN is the focal point of that receiver core when once upon a time he was a wide receiver 3. I almost put up a 2. Wide receiver 3 in this Seahawks offense, and now they are in a position of Cooper Kupp now joining them as well. And I mean, they still have a pretty good team. They're not a bad team, but I think they still need some help. They're a little rough around the edges. Having Jalen Milroe now is cool. They just have to be able to figure out exactly what is their plan going forward, because they signed Sam Darnold to a contract that benefits them, but they also drafted Jalen Milroe, investing a second-round pick in him, and now investing in Cooper Kupp coming to the Seahawks as well, and Dexter Lawrence from the Dallas Cowboys. And their defense is good, but we'll take a look at it now whenever we hop into this franchise. So as you can see, the Seahawks are filled out decently. Now, the only thing that they're missing is a more than capable offensive line. They tried to benefit it a little bit more with getting Gray Zabel at left guard and having him fill in that spot, but they still don't have a legitimate center either. So the biggest thing that we're going to have to focus on is trying to solidify that offensive line, whether it is Sam Darnold right now or it's going to be Jalen Milroe in the future. Kenneth Walker is a great running back and probably one of my favorite running backs in the past 5 draft classes that we've had. I don't know what gravitates me towards Kenneth Walker, but something about him. Cooper Kupp is the wide receiver 1 technically, but in my eyes, I think JSN is always going to be the focal point of this offense. Now that DK and Tyler Lockett are out, Cooper Kupp will be a great addition though. And their defense is really where they benefit the most. They have Nick Emanwari, who they just got. They have Julian Love, sorry. I was thinking of the Packers for some reason. Julian Love. They have great linebackers. Maybe could be better, but they're decent enough. Byron Murphy II. Dexter Lawrence at left end with Reed right behind him. Leonard Williams at right end. You have Devin Witherspoon and Tariq Woolen at cornerback. Now, they need some help behind them, but it's a good top 2 for that. Overall, this team is good. They're good. They need to be great if they want to be able to move forward. And having Mike McDonald on the team is a step. It's definitely a step, but he had definitely made some decisions. He moving on from DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett was definitely not something that I was expecting fully without a legitimate haul coming back. They didn't even re-sign Tyler Lockett. They got nothing for him, and they just traded DK. So I guess they didn't like the strategy that the past Seahawks were doing, like Pete Carroll. So I can get it. I can understand it. But what we're going to do is we're going to simulate to the regular season. I'm going to situate the scouts, and I will walk you guys through what we are looking for. And I don't think I'm going to be doing the draft classes that they have on that the people make. I'm going to auto-generate and try to build it from there. So this draft seems to be a little top-heavy in terms of the quarterbacks, which we won't be worried about. We're more worried about what to do in terms of the defensive line, what to do in terms of the corners. Specifically the corners, if I have to be honest with you. The offensive line does need a little bit of help, but I don't see any guards that should be going in the first round other than Brian Quincy here, which in time I will have some sort of focus scouting on the offensive line and see what we can do about that. There's Brian Stanback, a center out of Georgia, who could be a good addition as well. I need to be able to fill out that offensive line more than anything, and then maybe go for a corner in the first round, center in the second, and try to make that happen the right way. So we have to see what they end up doing, because our current scouts Our cornerback and middle linebacker is a 3-star nationally because it seems like corner is one of the best ones. I'm not going to have quarterback as a scouting because I don't need it. Offensive tackle, defensive end at the 1-star for the West. Again, you can see the offensive tackles, Nick Kitchens, defensive end. Cornerback and wide receiver for the Central. Clear enough. I mean, Bob Birch, cornerback, seems to be the 6th best player in this draft class, so I would love to get him. Safety and cornerback in the Northeast. You have Sheldon Worthy coming out of there and Marcus Towns possibly coming out of there. Wide receiver and cornerback in the Southeast. Not any of the actual players themselves showing up, but as you can see, all the scouts are set. We have to see what they end up doing. I have to make sure to stop in week 3, but you will see me at the midseason point, and we'll see how this team's going to end up doing. So at the midseason mark, we are 1-6. I somewhat expected it just because of Sam Darnold being a 78 overall. It was definitely questionable to begin with. We'll start from the top to the bottom. We'll go with players ready to negotiate. $105 million is the amount that we have, and to be honest, we don't really need to commit anything. The only 2 that I would possibly get back is Ernest Jones and Jarran Reed. Jarran Reed would definitely be probably a 1-year deal, but this wouldn't take too much off of the top of our salary cap. I mean, it would take 10 mil, but it's okay. We'll commit 10 mil to Jarran Reed for the next 2 years, at least to fill in that spot at right ends if we end up having to move on from somebody like Leonard Williams. Ernest Jones at middle linebacker I want to keep for sure. He's 25 years old. I would rather keep him long-term, so if he can accept this 5-year deal until he's 30, that would be great, and it saves us a little bit of money with giving him a longer deal. So $88 million for right now, and I think that's going to do it for this re-signing period for us. I'm not going to re-sign our backup corner because I have a bit more to worry about in terms of the corners here, and we're going to focus our national scout on the offensive line, the interior offensive line. Brain, please. Interior offensive line, because I already have about 3 or 2 scouts looking at the best corners in the country. I don't see any point of me committing the national focus one to that. So even though they're not technically for that, I'm going to put it interior offensive line for the national. We have offensive tackle for the West, cornerback for the Central, cornerback for the Northeast, and defensive end for the Southeast, because I'm curious about Tony Rankin right there, and hopefully we'll be able to find out more. But as of right now, I don't think that we're going to be able to see much. Yeah, there's still not a lot. Bob Birch is our most scouted one as of right now. A tackle, B press. He's more of I guess I'll say slot corner for sure. D catching is definitely not great, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what they end up getting, because I think by the end of the season they should be able to see fully what he is in terms of his talent level and things like that. I'm going to make sure that they know that I want them to scout them and make sure that it's not wasted time. I also want to see about that center stand back right here, and then the right guard, Brian Quincy. I'm sorry, that was racist. So the stats and awards in terms of the midseason mark, we're 29th in offensive yards and 21st in defensive. So it seems like neither side of the ball is doing great. Sam Darnold has 7 TDs and 10 interceptions with 1,000 yards. I kind of assume this is what's going to happen, because I think Sam Darnold definitely benefited a lot out of Kevin O'Connell's coaching. But 500 yards for Kenneth Walker and 4 TDs. Receiving, Jackson Smith and Jigba has the most yards and 3 TDs. Cooper Kupp is right behind him. Defense, Ernest Jones has the most tackles, as Dexter Lawrence has 5 TFLs tied with Leonard Williams. But Dexter Lawrence is far and out the best sacker on the team, as Leonard Williams has 2.5 and Dexter Lawrence has 8.5. So I like it as of right now. I like it in terms of our future, but I'm definitely questioning the capability of Sam Darnold. So we'll have to see what happens with him. I'm tempted to see what I could get for him later on, but I'm not going to just abandon ship already. Let's take a look at the lineup to see if he's developed at all. Jalen Milroe is up 1 overall. Sam Darnold is down 2 overalls because of morale. I mean, basically everybody on the offense is struggling. I think also because of this offensive line not being great, Sam Darnold doesn't really benefit from it. But the defense is the defense. They're going to keep developing as they are. Derek Hall, 2 years into the league. I need him to develop a little bit more before I start trying to replace him, but I want to see what this team can do in terms of their younger players, because there's a lot of young players on this team that can develop, but if they don't develop, I'm going to have to find another way. So at the end of the season, we are 7-10. We went 6-5 to finish off the season. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I kind of expected it for the first season for sure. I want to see how the team is looking before we start going through the mock drafts and things of that nature. But how are the players looking with their overalls? Cooper Kupp is still a superstar X Factor. I don't quite understand how he is a superstar X Factor, but okay. 90 overall Kenneth Walker. He's gone up 2 overalls. The defense is struggling a little bit in terms of this middle linebacker situation, so I have to see what I can do about that. I don't know why Kobe Bryant is at the strong safety position when he should be at the cornerback position. I'm going to change him back to corner because I think that's the best case scenario for us and for him to be able to actually play. We need the corners to be able to perform because having only 2 that are going to be capable is not enough. So, Kobe Bryant, okay. Oh, I don't think he was star dev. So I'll leave it as is with that. But we are still looking for another corner possibly. But the interior offensive line is going to be another focus in this draft class. 22nd in offensive yards and 18th in defensive. They slightly improved on both sides. Sam Darnold finally got above the 1-to-1 TD interception ratio. So, I mean, take that as you will, but 3,300 yards. Kenneth Walker got 1,300 rushing yards with 15 TDs. Oh my gosh. Cooper Kupp had 940. Nobody got above 1,000 yards, but him and JSN were neck and neck in terms of who was going to have the most yards on the team. The defense, Ernest Jones had the most tackles. Dexter Lawrence had the most TFLs with 15. Leonard Williams with 13. And Byron Murphy the second with 10. Dexter Lawrence is the only double-digit holder in terms of sacks with 14.5, and Byron Murphy with 7. It seems like Byron Murphy just started being on the up and up. Nick Emenwari had the most interceptions on the team as a rookie with 5 interceptions. That's very impressive coming from him, but hopefully we'll be able to benefit off of the young guys developing and getting those stats that they've been getting. But as of right now, we'll move on to the mock draft to see where we're at in it. I think that we should be maybe in the top 10. No, we're right out of it. The 11th spot. And they have us taking the center Brian Stanback early, which is very interesting. Okay. I'll consider it, but I really wanted to get a corner possibly if they were worth it. If not, then yeah, I'll take an offensive lineman. And at the end of the season, the Bengals beat the Vikings in the Super Bowl. A low-scoring game. Joe Burrow won Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson won NFL MVP. Kevin O'Connell won Coach of the Year. Lamar Jackson won Offensive Player of the Year as well. Demario Davis wins probably his last Defensive Player of the Year. Ashton Genty was Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Abdul Carter, Defensive Rookie of the Year. So a pair of rookies that we expected to be the best in the league. So hopefully they continue to be that, and then we can get them in 2 years. Oh my gosh, this free agency class sucks. Oh, fuck. Well, I mean, I can do something with it. It's savable, you know? It's savable, because what I can do is I can get Chase Young. But what I can do is I can get players like Rasul Douglas at corner for the time being. And if we end up finding a corner in this draft class, then great. But if we have to go the route of center, then I want to be comfortable going with it and not put our cornerbacks at risk. Justin Simmons at free safety doesn't really make much sense for us because of Julian Love being there. I like Julian Love on this team. Rasul Douglas, though, has 15 offers. And it seems like a lot of teams want him, but how bad do they want him? Pretty fucking bad. Okay. All right, let's get Patrick Ricard on the team to block for Kenneth Walker, make him rush for even more yards, because that would be fantastic for Kenneth Walker to just eat with him there. In terms of these, I could go Will Hernandez for the 80 overall fact. We'll do a 2-year deal to get him more years onto the team because I'm contemplating... who's our punter? Michael Dixon. Okay, so we're good at the special teams. We don't have to worry about that. CJ Mosley is a possibility just because that other middle linebacker position is questionable. Chase Young wanting to come to the team intrigues me. That would leave me in a spot to have to move on from the other guys, but I'm not opposed to it either. It's ironic because I think in my Seahawks franchise like 2 years back, I traded for Chase Young. So that's very, very ironic. Very player-friendly deal. We're going to drop the years. We'll bring it up to a 7 mil bonus and a 4.5 mil, 7 mil for 2 years. And hopefully that puts us more in a competitive spot. Okay, so we're in the hunt with the Steelers and the Browns. I mean, he's still a free agent in real life, if you think about it, which is crazy. But it's a reality. So our 5 signings that we hope to have is Rasul Douglas, Patrick Ricard, Will Hernandez, Chase Young, and Cole Holcomb. Because Rasul Douglas is obvious. Patrick Ricard, if we can get a legitimate fullback in front of Kenneth Walker, that'd be beautiful. Will Hernandez is to help us out as much as possible. I probably don't have to pay him as much as I am, but he's also very interested, so I'll give him the money. Chase Young, hopefully we'll be able to get him because then that'll put me in a spot that I can have flexibility with those other right ends possibly in a draft. Cole Holcomb, it's really self-explainable, to be honest. So we'll go ahead and evaluate these offers, and hopefully all of them decide now. Ooh, Cole Holcomb didn't. But we only got Patrick Ricard and Will Hernandez? How did we not get Chase Young? We paid more than... Okay. What? I mean, okay. They clearly overpaid him, and that's what got him to go over there. Because, I mean, he was so interested in coming to us. We gave him more than we needed to. Okay, well, that's great. And I guess that's it in terms of that, because Holcomb is still deciding. We're still in... No, we're not in the lead for it, but... Wow, I was not expecting to lose out on Chase Young. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But we got Patrick Ricard and Will Hernandez, which was really the 2 that I didn't really care about that much, if I'm being honest with you. So, it is what it is. Holcomb, I'll give you a little bit more now that we know what's going on. We're going to do a 4 mil, 4.5 for, and 6.5, maybe 7 if I'm feeling generous. Yeah, let's just do 7. 4.5 and 7 mil. I think that will put us over the Bengals for sure, and he can come to the team now to make it easier on us. So we keep those guys. We weren't able to get the guys that we really wanted, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out as we go. Maybe we can do something in terms of trades with this draft class, but I don't want to commit too much to it. So before we hop into the draft, let's take a look at the prospects to see what we're looking at here. Bob Birch is around 1 to 2 talent, so he's not too much of a good commitment, I guess you can say. But I think that would be the only one that I'd be interested in getting. Brian Quincy, as much as we already got a right guard, I mean, I don't think he's going to be worth it anyways. I'll stay away from him. In terms of center, though, it seems like Stanback is the clear guy to get for us. Decent in the physicals, A lead block, A run block power, A run block, A pass block power, and B pass block. And A impact block. I mean, it's tough not to get him. And I think I'm going to have to get him. I'm going to see what I can do in terms of extra spot players and see if I can trade my way back into the first round to possibly get both of them. But I'm going to do that, and then I'll see you in the draft after I make possible trades. I'm going to let the draft fall the way that it does. I'm not going to make any drastic changes this year, or trades this year is what I meant to say. It just was a lot to do right now, and I don't think it made the most sense. So we should just see what happens and hope for the best, because the Cardinals are going to take Dom Holland, who's a QB, so not really our concern as of right now. The Bears are going to take Tony Rankin, the left end that I was interested in, but it's okay. I didn't really need him. The Cleveland Browns take... Who's this guy? Jalen Derby, another QB that I also don't really care about that much. The Giants take Nick Kitchens, who I think was a defensive end as well. The Titans take Ron Connor, who is a left outside linebacker. The New York Jets take Taylor White, Tyreek White, who's a corner. Interesting. The Bucks take Tarkeen Jacobs, a right end. And the last pick before us is the Carolina Panthers, and they're going to take just my luck. Just my luck, isn't it? You already got the skull cap on and everything? Come on, dog. Come on, dog. All right, let's just take our guy and move on. I mean, it's clear what we're going with. We need to go with our guy. Not you. Not you. No, not you either. Where's our center? Stand back. Let's just take you, buddy. I mean, it's clear enough. I don't think that we have to really waste any time going with the back and forth. I would try to trade back. You know what? Let me see what trades are in there in terms of my trade away pick situation. Because if I can drop maybe 5 spots, get some extra picks, that would be great. Okay. We could get a fourth round pick and change. We would be risking a lot. We would be risking a lot if we take this Dolphins trade. But we'd be getting a second round pick. Let me take a quick look at Stanback and see how he's actually doing in terms of people and how they feel about him. Because my thing is, I want to take my guy. I want to take him. For sure. But he's been jumping up the rankings, and he is also 28th ranked. It's tough. I'm just going to take him. Because I feel like if I don't take him, I'm going to be screwed for another year. Because the ones after him aren't that great. I mean, Quincy looks decent. Actually, Quincy looks great. You know what? I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to trade back with the Dolphins trade. If he's not there, Quincy's there. Yeah, I like that. Oh, or we can do this one and we'll get a second round pick this year. I'll go with the Dolphins one. We get a little bit higher and we get a second round pick next year instead of this Colts pick here. And we get a fourth round pick this year. So let's go ahead and take that trade. Done deal. Let's go ahead and see what the rest of the teams do in this first round. As the Dolphins take Sheldon Wilcox, wide receiver. Interesting. The Chargers take Greg Connor. And we're just going to keep going. I want to go one by one just because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Chris Collins, wide receiver. I'm glad we're not getting the animations anymore. John Baker, corner. I'm not really concerned about that this year. Kevon Godwin to the Falcons. Terrell Adams to the Patriots. Cameron Armstead to the Steelers. The Texans take J.P. Roberts, a defensive tackle. The Rams take Raheem Gregory. The Broncos take Matt Hitchens. The Colts take Rashawn Meadows. And the Jaguars take Mike York. So we still have a chance of getting our guy. Can I trade down even more and get even more out of this? I'm about to pull a Buffalo Bills situation here. 3rd round pick. What were the? I might do the Eagles. Let's do the Eagles. Let's keep going. Let's see what ends up happening for the center position, because I think that we can still go a little bit more. Matt Kutcher. Sheldon Worthy. Cam Harris. Seth Springs. Dante Smith. We still have a chance to get him. I'm going to look again. Okay, so hear me out. Because here's the thing. Okay, nobody else in this round is trading, so I won't do it now. We just got so many picks, and we're still going to get our guy. We're still going to get our guy. If that isn't a masterclass, I don't know what it is. Let's go ahead and take him. Stand back. Hopefully you're not a bust, because everybody was passing on you. But I feel like you're not a bust. You shouldn't be. Let's go ahead and take him. Let's take him. Brian Stanback, a B. Ranked 17th. He's normal development. This son of a bitch, bro. This son of a bitch. I had so much faith in you. I had so much faith in you. I've never felt more betrayed in my life. I have never felt more betrayed in my life than right now. Okay, let's just sim to user pick. Oh, fucking bitch. That fucking bitch, bro. Damn. I really thought that he was going to be hidden dev. What happened with the other centers? He's still there? He is still there. If he's still there in the 3rd round, I might take a chance on him. I might take a chance on him if he's still in the 3rd round. But I'm going to look at all the positions. See what there is, to be honest with you. Because I'm not going to get halfback. Defensive tackle is a possibility. Left guard, I'm not crazy about, but it's a chance. Not with those physicals. Yeah, no. Not a left guard. Not a left guard. Definitely not him. I don't know. I don't know what to go with at this point. I'm tempted to go back-to-back centers. Because, in all honesty, Quincy looks good. And if he's hidden development, then I'll pack up the other center because he's a rookie. And I can get value out of that. But Marcus Lawrence, power rusher. Okay physicals. Clearly a power rusher, but that's really about it. He has no play recognition, no anything. Gosh, I don't know. Oh, Curtis Shields. Gosh, your stats suck. Never mind, you're fast, but that's about it. There's nothing. I'm being so dead ass when I say that there's literally nothing else to do but go with back-to-back centers. Because cornerback isn't that enticing either. It's not. The only one that seems enticing is the guy down there at McIntosh. But everybody else is kind of meh. Like, I'm not going crazy about it. Rashawn Peterson, A zone coverage, A tackle, B press. Okay. I mean, it's just... that might be the one that I take a chance on and then hope that the other center is still there. Agility is elite. His stats are not elite, though. They're not. I'm going to take one last look at Bart Allen. And then if he is still not good enough, I might go with the first one. And I think I'm going to go with the first one. As much as Bart Allen's physicals look good, I'm going to take a chance on Rashawn Peterson. Let's see. Please don't screw me over. Ranked 5 in true value. Hidden development, and we got him in the 2nd round. Beautiful. 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 That's great. That's fantastic. Okay, so let's hope that our guy is still there in the 3rd round. If he's not, then I guess we live with our pick that we had, because I don't see him on the board right now. Let's see if he's on the actual board itself. Fuck, he's gone. He is gone. That is so tough. This guy looks okay. He has A across the board on pass block, but his run block is horrible. I'll take a chance. Let's take a chance on him. Rank 50. Hidden development. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. That's all I needed. Because in reality, I can pack up the other one and keep this one because he's hidden development and he's going to have star potential and actually develop instead of just sitting on my offensive line. I think I'm going to take a chance and trade this 3rd round pick away that I got for the Rams' 3rd and 4th round pick next year. I don't expect the Rams to be competent. The Vikings just went to the Super Bowl, so I'm going to do the Rams. There's a few other teams that are also trading their 3rd round pick, but all these look a little bit more competent, except for the Giants, obviously. But I think that the best case scenario is doing the Rams one. Because the Dolphins in simulation might be decent. The Colts, maybe not, but I'm going to do my gut says and go with the Rams and get those extra picks for the future years, as I'm going to probably keep doing that. I'm not in love with a lot of the prospects that are down the board. Yeah, I think we're just going to rinse and repeat. We're just going to rinse and repeat, but we're going to go with the 49ers this time. I don't think that the 49ers are going to be that great going forward with Brock Purdy at the helm, so I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to get as many picks as possible, and I will see you at the start of the season. So at the start of Season 2 of the Seattle Seahawks rebuild, we're going to take a look at how the team is looking. And Kenneth Walker is a superstar X factor. Cooper Kupp is starting to regress, which, I mean, we expected. JSN is our wide receiver 1 now, as the offensive line is a bit more filled out. In terms of why the 70 overall is still there, I don't understand. But, ooh, he's a higher overall, but Presley's hidden development. I might give Presley a shot. And then maybe trade the backup. I'm not 100% sure, but the defense is looking great with Nickem and Worry getting superstar. Peterson is a hidden development, 77 overall, that we drafted in the 3rd round, 2nd round, I think. That's great for us. Our defense is going to be locked down. It's going to be locked down because then the offense just needs a little bit of help. It's a little rough around the edges, but we'll try to see what we can do. I need to try to get maybe a wide receiver 3 for the time being with Zach Charbonnet and maybe a couple picks that we got extra and see where we can go from there. But before we do that, before we make any trade decisions in any fashion, we're going to look at the region breakdown so I can show you what I'm looking for. Wide receiver and cornerback, mainly because I want to see what Spencer Tolliver looks like in this draft class, because I might trade all of those picks for a wide receiver in terms of being at the top of it. In the West is tight end and safety. Noah Fant is temporary. I mean, I think he's probably going to leave next year. Outside linebacker and safety. Obviously, outside linebacker is one of the best ones in this region. Defensive end and offensive tackle. Matt Carter is intriguing to me. Southeast, we have cornerback and tight ends. Joseph Parrish is also intriguing to me. So, as you can see, tight end has found its way somehow into some of these. And we're going to scout all of them and hopefully be able to properly see everything that we need to. But I'm going to go ahead and see what type of trades I can make without including too many picks. Okay, well, we didn't give up too many picks. We did have to give up our rookie and current backup, but now gone. Zach Charbonnet, Stanback, a 3rd in 3 years, I guess you can say. 4th round pick, a 5th round pick for Rome Odunze, who is a superstar. So that is the main reason why I got him, so he can develop alongside JSN. And I feel like we're going to have to move on from Cooper Kupp pretty soon. So I needed somebody that was going to grow with JSN and grow with the team, obviously. But we're going to go ahead and simulate to the midseason point. I think I'm pretty confident with having him as a wide receiver 3. Okay, so Seattle Seahawks are 5-2 at the midseason mark after all the changes that we have made for this team. Let's first start out with how the lineup's looking, because I want to see if Rome Odunze is developing alongside Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he's not even playing. They don't even have him playing, and we're performing like this. This is insane. I forget that this doesn't automatically put my lineup that I put, but as you can see, Presley is a 75. He's developing quicker than what our other center would have been doing. So I'm glad we moved on from him. In terms of the offense, there's really no changes. I think they're just performing now. In terms of the defense, we're looking good. We're looking good on defense. I need Devin Witherspoon to have a little bit better of a dev trait. Hopefully he can get superstar at some point. But other than that, we're looking solid. Holcomb is holding it down on middle linebacker too. Everybody else is developing slightly. Boye Mafe and Darren Hall are both getting there. They're getting there. But Nick Mawari, our really star rookie last year, is continuing to develop. So that's a exciting sight to see. But I'm going to keep it the way that it is right now. Have Rome Odunze come in and hopefully make a difference now that he's actually playing. And we'll look at the players ready to negotiate as Kenneth Walker now is going to be a free agent. Tariq Woolen, Charles Cross. Oh, man, we got a lot of players to deal with this season. 103 mil. So let's do Kenneth Walker first. Obviously, I want to keep Kenneth. That would be most ideal. Let's put him on a 5-year deal until he's 30. And I think that'll do it for him. I think he's going to win some awards. Tariq Woolen is definitely a need as well. Let's bring it down there to player friendly and keep him behind Devin Witherspoon. And keep our 3-headed monster now. Charles Cross. I'm going to have to see. Boye Mafe, if it's cheap, I can do it. He's going to drop us 5 mil, so I mean, that's not horrible. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with Boye Mafe taking a little bit of money. Abraham Lucas is also somebody, but damn, he's going to take money. He's going to take money. Okay, so we can get to 60 mil if we give him a 3-year deal. I'll do it. I'll do it just to be able to keep that right tackle position held down. Noah Fant is possibly going to be on the move because I don't know if I'm going to re-sign him. He's about to be 30. Charles Cross, though, you're going to do something to me in terms of make an impact. Let's see if he likes this. All right, so we keep Charles Cross. So we're down to 43 mil. It'll probably go up to maybe 50 by the time the offseason comes, so that's okay. We're going to put our scouting national focus. Well, let's look real quick before we start jumping to conclusions. I did put the regional breakdowns in terms of who I want them to see. And as of right now, it's going to be safety in the West. It's going to be outside linebacker in the Central, defensive end in the Northeast, and cornerback in the Southeast. But in terms of the overall country, we're going to do wide receiver. Because at the end of the day, I feel like we're still going to have to get another wide receiver even after trading for Rome Odunze, because Cooper Kupp is on basically the outs. I need to see if his contract is going to be up. If it is, you'll see me making a trade because I don't really want to hold on to him. If so, I mean, he probably would have been in players ready to negotiate. So let's move on. Stats and awards. Let's see how each side of the ball is doing. 16th in offensive yards and 20th in defensive. Not horrible, but Sam Darnold is still middle of the pack. I mean, he's not making any sort of big difference for us. 600 yards and 5 TDs for Kenneth Walker. Receiving, Cooper Kupp is the leader, surprisingly, even though he's regressing. In the defense, Ernest Jones is going to continue being the guy for us. Byron Murphy has the most TFLs. Dexter Lawrence is falling off, it seems, which is crazy to me. The sacks, though, DeMarcus... Was I saying Dexter Lawrence this entire time? I am so sorry. DeMarcus Lawrence, 5 sacks. I didn't even realize I was saying it. Nick Mawari has 3 interceptions. He's going to keep developing, and that's going to be beautiful for us. He's going to be like the next Cam Chancellor for the Seattle Seahawks. But I think that's going to do it. I think that is going to do it. In terms of players that I could trade, it's really only what's in here, and none of them have a lot of impact. Damian Martinez shouldn't even be leaving. Kobe Bryant, I would like to keep. I'll keep him. I'll keep him just to have him as a CB4. He's a good CB4, and he'll probably stay that way. The two rookies, I'm going to extend their contracts in terms of not on here, but you'll see me at the end of the season, hopefully in the playoffs. Wow. I was not expecting us to be that good. 13-4? Holy shit. Whoa. Kenneth Walker, did you win MVP with the way that you were playing? 15th in offensive yards and 10th in defensive. The defense stepped it up. But so did Sam Darnold. 3,600 yards, 23 TDs, and 13 interceptions. He only threw 3 more picks after the start. Kenneth Walker, was it 3 picks? Maybe it was more than that. Kenneth Walker had 1,500 yards and 14 TDs. Sam Darnold, what are you doing running the ball? What are you doing? Receiving, Jackson Smith and Jigba had 900 yards and 5 TDs. Cooper Kupp had 900 yards and 6 TDs. Rome Odunze in half a season had 550 yards and 6 TDs. He kept pace with the other guys that were on the team. Middle linebacker, Cole Holcomb is the one that has the most tackles now. Byron Murphy, the second, got 13 TFLs, and so did Leonard Williams. And DeMarcus Lawrence had 12. But DeMarcus Lawrence was the clear leader in sacks with 12. Leonard Williams with 9.5. And Derek Hall with 5.5. In terms of interceptions, Devin Witherspoon had 4. And so did Nick Imawari and Julian Love. Wow, this team stepped it up. That blew my mind. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Kenneth Walker won MVP. I will be brutally honest with you. Wow. I'm thoroughly impressed. We can go ahead and simulate a week. We can simulate a week since we got the bye week. We can relax on this NFC bye week. And we have to face the Philadelphia Eagles, who somehow went 9-8. Okay, let's hop in. Come on. So the Eagles are going to start off with the ball. And to start off the game, we're going to be getting the ball back and hopefully go downfield to get this touchdown. 3rd and 7, 4th and 1. We're going to have to settle for a field goal, but Jason Myers makes those with ease with the 46-yard field goal. As the Eagles are trying to do something against this defense, but they're running the ball a significant amount, and they end up getting the touchdown off of a penalty. Wow. Okay, so 7-3, we have to be able to answer back to that. We can't just let them get that score and not get a touchdown, and we're going to be able to do it with Kenneth Walker getting the touchdown, 15 yards. I'm going to take a look at the team after this. I completely forgot to take a look at how their overalls are. 3rd and 7, the Eagles get the first down. They get knocked back, but then why is it not showing the big play? It's not showing their touchdowns, but they somehow got it, and I'm assuming it was a big reception by Devontae Smith possibly. As we're trying to answer back once again, 3rd and 13, we get the first down off of that. 3rd and 5, another first down. 2nd and 13, 3rd and 10, 4th and 10. We're going to have to settle for a field goal, making it 14-13 as the Eagles are going to somehow keep going downfield. Our defense is not awake today, as they are trying to do something, and we get the interception with the rookie Rashawn Peterson, and A.J. Brown is injured on the play, as we need to capitalize off of this. 1st and 10, 30 seconds left in the first half. I don't know who Darius Brown is. 2 seconds left, and we're going to get the field goal to take the lead going into the second half. Wow, what a finish to the first half for the Seahawks, as they start off the second half not great at all. Not great at all, but they need to have their defense wake up if they're going to be able to do this. 1st and 10, and another interception, but now by Cole Holcomb, getting the big interception for us. 1st down, 3rd and 11, not able to get it again. The defense is really making the big plays, but the offense just can't capitalize off of it. Somehow Elijah Mitchell is still in the league. 2nd and 3. We're in the 4th quarter. We need to be able to hold off this Eagles defense as another interception. Derek Hall, Jalen Hurts is not having a good day at all. As it is 16-14, we're in scoring position. This is not baseball. 1st and goal, and it's going to be a touchdown by Jackson Smith and Jigba. Holy fuck, the stutter came through. And it's going to be 23-14 as the Eagles are desperate to come back into it. But 4th and 9, and they're going to punt it away. We have to be able to run out the clock as much as possible, but somehow score as well. 3rd and 10, 4th and 10. And we're going to possibly go for the field goal to make it 26-14. It's going to be difficult for them to come back into this now, as there's less than a minute left, and they're not going to be able to get anything on that play. They get the first down with Dallas Goedert, but it's not going to be enough, and we're going to be moving on to the conference championship to see who we're going to be facing in the NFC. And we are going to be facing the Los Angeles Rams, the team that I traded with thinking that they weren't going to be competent enough is the team that I'm going to be facing in the conference championship to possibly go on to the Super Bowl. Let's see who they have on their team, and then we'll take a look at ours. Wow. Kenneth Walker. Holy shit, you're good. But the Rams is who we're worried about if we're able to find them. There they are. As they have Puka Nacua at a 97 overall. Kyron Williams at a 90. Jared Verse at an 89. Devontae Adams at an 88. Matthew Stafford is still an 88, even at 38. Braden Fisk got an 85. They're the ones that signed Justin Simmons. I mean, I expected that. But, wow. Wow. What a team. What a team. But ours seems to be a little bit better. I mean, their quarterback is clearly better. It's Matthew Stafford. But Sam Darnold is nothing to sneeze at either. I mean, he's developing. And Roma Dunze's developing too. Our wide receivers are lethal. Kenneth Walker's at a 95. Our center's at a 78. Our offensive line is very solid. I'm glad we were able to keep everybody and keep them on contract, because that would have been bad if not. Noah Fant is probably going to be leaving, though, as the defense is still looking good. Devin Witherspoon is at 92 overall. Nick Mwari's an 85. Okay, we got to carry this momentum into this game. It's going to be a big conference championship. It's really going to decide if we're going to be able to win the Super Bowl or not, because we need to make a statement in this game after the way that we played against the Eagles. And we are going to start off, nope, the Rams are going to start off with the ball and already are having some big plays, but our defense locks up in the red zone and they have to settle for a field goal. 3-0, 3rd and 15, 4th and 3 is not enough to get the first down as the Rams get the ball back and have to punt it away to us as a big run by Kenneth Walker. 82 yards. Oh my gosh, I whoa. I was about to say some real gay shit. I'm sorry. I thoroughly enjoyed playing. Nope, I'm just going to say, I thoroughly enjoyed playing with Kenneth Walker 2 years ago. Take that as you will. But the Rams are going to get the ball back, and they're going to make a big play with that reception. But a penalty by Derek Hall is going to put us in a bad position. 3rd and 10, 4th and 2. Another time that they're going to have to settle for a field goal, but they don't. They run it with Kyron Williams, and they're going to get the touchdown. It's going to be 10-7. They get their first touchdown of the day. I didn't even get to see who was the one that got the touchdown. That is so tough. It was probably JSN, knowing him. But we need to be able to stop the Rams. This can't be a back-and-forth shootout. We need to be able to hold our foot down on the Rams as we get an interception with Boye Mafe with the green line. I thought it was a kickoff. 2nd and 8. Okay, 2nd and 18. Come on. 3rd and 15. 4th and 1 with a big reception by Roma Dunze, and we're going to punt it away. That is so tough. That is so tough that we kicked it away when we have Kenneth Walker on the team. I don't understand that. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, 4th and 3. They're also going to have to punt it, but we need to be able to do something on offense, and that means passing the ball. 30 seconds left, 3rd and 2. 1st and goal with 26 seconds left. And we're going to end up getting the touchdown, but with our backup, Damian Martinez, right before time expires, and we're going to get it to 21-10. Wow. And we're going to get the ball back again. I forgot that we didn't start off with it. We're moving. We're moving downfield as we get another touchdown. Kenneth Walker, 28-10. Let's hold this lead. Come on. 4th and 3. 4th and 1. Damn. Here we go. Nope. That's not the way to do it. 3rd and 6 because of a penalty by Steve Avila. And a penalty by us puts them into a first down. And it's the start of the 4th quarter. We need to be able to hold them from scoring again because I want it to be a blowout. I want it to mean something in this game. 4th and 4, we get the field goal. It's 31-10 as it is 8 minutes and 30 seconds left, and they're moving downfield. They still have plenty of time to be able to come back into this game, but they turn over the ball. I did not see when they did that. 3rd and 12, 4th and 8, and a penalty gives us the first? No, it doesn't give us enough. But Michael Dixon's a hell of a punter. Holy shit. First down, 2nd and 1, 3rd and inches, 2-minute warning, and the Rams are still fighting. They have DeAndre Hopkins on their team. 31-16 because the extra point was blocked by our special teams. And I think that's going to be the exclamation point because Matthew Stafford got sacked for 8 yards. I assume the onside kick was successful for them, but that doesn't matter because our defense is locked down against the Rams. And we're going to move on to the Super Bowl. Wow. In our second year, we're moving on to the Super Bowl. Holy. Okay. We have to see who we're going to face, but that was a hell of a statement against the Rams, who are a very capable team. Oh, and we're going to be facing Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's going to be difficult. That's going to be difficult. We have to see who they have. We have to see where Josh Allen is at, to be honest with you, because that's my biggest concern. Josh Allen just might... he's a 99 overall. Greg Russo's a 93. James Cook is a 91. Christian Benford, 90. Khalil Shakir's up to an 89. Ed Oliver's an 88. Deion Dawkins, 86. They have Chris Boswell now. That was a big weakness. Their kicker was a big weakness in the playoffs. And now they make it to the Super Bowl now with Chris Boswell. I mean, if that's not what you have to invest in, I don't know what it is, Brandon Beane. But Spencer Brown at right tackle, I mean, they still have their guys. Matt Milano's still here. Terrell Bernard is still here. They got their guys. They have their guys. And I think that it's going to be a good game, but we need to be able to hold it down. We've made our statement. We have made our statement, but we have to make it even more by getting the Lombardi Trophy brought to Seattle, please. And finally, we are going to start off with the ball, and hopefully we start off with a statement as we have this entire playoffs as Jackson Smith-Njigba gets the touchdown. Wow, 7-0 to start off the Super Bowl. And if our defense could just play competent enough to stop this Bills offense a couple times, we might be good, but I know this offense is lethal. 3rd and 5, and they get the touchdown to tie it up with James Cook getting it from Josh Allen. 2nd and 13, 3rd and 6, we get the first down, but we get a penalty that knocks us back 10 yards. 2nd and 14, 3rd and 14. A penalty helps us get the first by Greg Russo. I wonder if it was roughing the passer or not. 3rd and 4, start of the second quarter, and we get the first down with a 10-yard reception by Damian Martinez, as we are going to hope that we can stay in field goal range. 3rd and 16, 4th and 13, we are going to get the field goal. It is going to be 10-7. To start off the second quarter. As 4th and 3, we finally make the stop against the Buffalo Bills. Now we have to be able to score after that. 3rd and 3, 4th and 1, and we're punting it away. They're going to take advantage of this. They're definitely going to take advantage of this. Big plays by the Buffalo Bills, 1st and goal, and they get the touchdown to take the first lead of the game for them. Khalil Shakir with the touchdown as it is 14-10. 3rd and 3, 4th and 3. We're getting locked down now. We are getting locked down, but our defense showed up as well. We need to be able to do something before the half, and it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to do so. Gosh, that is so tough. How did they get downfield so quick? The return was that good? Oh, my gosh. Well, they missed the field goal, but wow. To end the first half, we're down by 10, and we're not even getting the ball first. We get the ball back, though. And we need to do something. 3rd and inches, 1st and 10. A big rush by Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker again showing up. 2nd and 5. 1st and 10 because of a penalty by Osiris Torrance. That is another big weakness of the Buffalo Bills. I will say that. Their offensive line and their penalties. 2nd and 20. 3rd and 20. 4th and 20. They're going to punt it to us. 3rd and 1. 2nd and 19 with a sack by Matt Milano. 3rd and 13, 4th and 11, and we're punting it right back to them as we get the interception with Rashawn Peterson. We're in prime position, 2nd and 12, 1st and goal, 2nd and goal. We're going to go into the 4th quarter with 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, and we're getting knocked back even more. 4th and goal, and we're going to have to settle for a field goal. It's going to be a tie game with the Buffalo Bills getting the ball back. 2nd and 13, 3rd and 13, and they get the big reception by Joshua Palmer. No. 3rd and 6, 4th and 11. They tried to go for the field goal and they missed. Chris Boswell, this is what I was saying. This was their biggest weakness. Missed field goals, missed PATs. 2nd and 13, we get the 1st and 10, but we keep getting sacked. Sam Darnold, stop scrambling out of the pocket. 3rd and 25, bro, what? How is this even possible right now? 4th and 11, and we're punting it to them, and they get a touchback. 3 minutes left in the game, and we're locking them down. We need to keep this up. Come on. 1st and 10. 2nd and 10. We get another 1st down. 26 seconds left, and we're about to be into field goal range. Wait. What? Oh, my God. No. I'm jumping in. No, because there's no way. There is no way that they did that. There's absolutely no way that they... There's no way that they messed that up. There's no way that they messed that up. All they had to do was kick the field goal. They have the kicker to do it. Fuck. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Come on. Kenneth Walker, I know what to do with you. Come on. Good blocking. Kenneth. Great juke. Beautiful. I mean, we can run out this clock if we really wanted to. Here we go. Kenneth Walker, you're going to be the focal point. I don't care if you get minimal yards. 100 yards on the day is beautiful. There we go. Roma Dunze. Great reception. Trying to cut out as much time as possible to make it as uncomfortable as possible for them. 2nd and 3. Great rushing by Kenneth Walker. Beautiful. Get the 1st. Sam Darnold slide down. Let's keep the ball inbounds. Come on. Beautiful blocking. Oh my gosh, I'm going in. Oh! Why? Why can't I just squeeze through? That was such a beautiful run by Kenneth. Here we go. Come on. At the 1, I wanted him to get it so bad. I did. And I think he's still going to get it because I need Kenneth Walker to get this touchdown. No. Why is Damian Martinez in? Fine, whatever. Let's do it. Because I know it's going to be a touchdown. Right down the middle. Damian Martinez out of UM in the Super Bowl getting a significant touchdown in overtime. And hopefully we will be able to stop them on defense. That's the most that we need to do. Already a big play by Keon Coleman. 2nd and 3. Oh my God. What are we doing? Oh my gosh, bro. Come on. Let's go. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left. Great spin. Great moves by Kenneth Walker. Let's go. Oh my gosh. JSN with the touchdown. He just left him wide open. Why was he so open? He just gave up on the route. Wow. What a play. And that's going to win us the Super Bowl. I completely forgot it's sudden death after the first 2. JSN got wide open on that. The Bills cornerback just gave up. And we win the Super Bowl in our 2nd year of the rebuild. Off of simply just getting an offensive lineman, getting Roma Dunze from a trade with one of the rookies that we got. And Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl winning quarterback with all the doubters saying that he could never do it with the Seattle Seahawks. Is that Randy Moss? I think that's Randy Moss. And we finally win a Super Bowl with the Seahawks, finally. finally since the Russell Wilson and the Legion of Boom era. That's the finally. But this is our second year handling this, and we're already winning one. Wow. So the 2026 season recap has us winning, but for some reason, Kenneth Walker wins no awards. Sam Darnold won Super Bowl MVP, I guess, from that last touchdown. Patrick Mahomes won NFL MVP. Sean McDermott with Coach of the Year. Ray McLeod with Offensive Player of the Year. Greg Rousseau, Defensive Player of the Year. Seth Springs, the QB that was drafted late in the first, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Monty Bullock of the Raiders, middle linebacker, Defensive Player or Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm so surprised that Kenneth Walker didn't win a single thing. I thought for sure he was going to win Offensive Player of the Year with the way that he played. So our cap space has gone up to 81 mil. I'm wondering who retired, to be honest with you. But I'm going to try to make sure Michael Dixon comes back. I mean, he's probably the best punter that we've ever had. I'll franchise tag him. Yeah, I'll franchise tag him for the year because I'm not going to franchise tag anybody else. I don't usually franchise tag. I feel like it's kind of stupid. Unless it's a very desperate need, but it's always an overpay most of the time. Noah Fant drops us to 70 mil. I want to see what Elijah Arroyo can do, but I might give it a shot in terms of him going to free agency. Everybody else, though, I don't really care about to have. This year might be the year that we give the reins to Jalen Milroe, though. That's definitely what we plan to do. But in terms of adjusting the lineup, let's go ahead and see what there is to do. Kenneth Walker's up to a 98 overall. Cooper Kupp is a 79. Yeah, we're going to have to move on from him. We're going to have to move on from Cooper. I don't know why he didn't retire yet, but let's go ahead and do best lineup and see what ends up being the case. Cooper Kupp being a 79 was definitely not something that I was expecting. But our offensive line looks good. Defense, DeMarcus Lawrence retired. So we need a right end. We do need a right end. Okay, so that's the biggest piece on the defense that we need to focus on. Because everything else is fine. Everything else is going to be fine. But we're going to need a right end. Without a doubt in my mind. Okay, so we have to focus on that, whether it's a draft or free agency. I'm going to see what there is in free agency. If you don't see anything, I'll explain what signings I made, but I feel like most of the time it's not going to be a good free agency. So we're going to leave the signings to what it is right now, and we are going to go after Trent McDuffie, Kyle Hamilton, Jamison Williams, and Terrell Bernard. We have 14.3 mil to spare. I'm going to keep that as like a filler gap. The only one that I would probably change is this one with Terrell Bernard possibly coming to the team. I need to make sure that he does because Cole Holcomb is regressing. Everybody else, I'll take my chances though. I think we can get these guys. I hope we can. Fuck. Only Jamison Williams and Terrell Bernard. But I'm not mad about it. It's just... it would have been crazy to get Trent McDuffie next to the other guys, but we have a great cornerback trio right now, and I think it will continue to be. Kyle Hamilton went to the Titans. I was going to put him at free safety if you were wondering, but, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this one. It was a good top-heavy one in terms of what you saw, but I also forgot that I franchise tagged our punter, so I was about to get J.K. Scott. But I'll leave it. I'll leave it alone. We have 50 mil. I won't start trying to spend it all over the place and try to do something. I do have to draft a right end because there's not a lot of great right ends available. Yes, there is the rookies. I don't really want to take that easy way out, to be honest with you. So I'm hesitant to do that. And I don't think Nick Scorton's really going to be much of anything. I would rather just draft somebody and maybe even trade most of the draft picks to get that person and move up. So before we get into the draft, I do want to have an idea as to what I'm getting myself into right now in terms of the prospects. If we can get a right end, that would be great. Spencer Tolliver is a top 5 talent. There's some great wide receivers in this draft class. Oh my gosh. Hold on. We have Jamison Williams, but we can trade him. We don't have to have Jamison Williams. I got him as a fail-safe. Okay. Holy shit. I don't know which one I want more. That's a difficult choice. But I don't see a lot of right ends. That's my biggest issue. Right end, okay. Matt Carter looks good. Is he finesse? He's a speed rusher. Okay. Matt Carter's not bad. Where's he at? He's like 25th. So, or 30th actually. But he's dropped a significant amount. That's an issue. That is an issue. Marquise Fisher has a more overall better, but it's more of the power moves. I think I might take a chance on him. And then the wide receivers, we might have to make our way up into the first round. Because, wow, these two guys are lethal. Catch in traffic. B deep route, B medium route, A release, A spec catch, A break tackle, A short route, B carrying. He's a physical one. 6'5". We don't have a physical receiver. That would be a great fill-in. He's also physical. Both of these are physical. It's just pick your choosing at this point. A awareness. What's his awareness at in terms of Tolliver? A to B. So we don't know. But I'm trying to compare the two. And I can't really figure out what they have different. The B catching on Trevor Nails. Okay, so somehow I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to get into that number 1 pick. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to try my damnedest. Okay, we gave a little bit of a haul. But these wide receivers look generational. I need to be able to put somebody next to Rome Odunze and Jackson Smith and Jigba that's going to be there long term and not be breaking the bank. Okay? Jameson Williams is taking a good bit of money. So he's taking his ass to the New York Giants. So now we're a little rough around the edges in terms of the draft. And I think my plan is to be able to get the draft picks back at some point, or some sort of first round pick. 2028 is going to be rough. So 2028 is probably going to be a no draft year, which is probably going to be unfortunate because we're going to have a lot of contracts up at that point. In terms of the other ones, I think whenever we have players on the last years of their deals, I'm going to try my best to get at least second round picks, maybe first round picks if possible. But having the first and 32nd pick is fantastic. I think what I'm going to do now is go to the Titans and see if I can somehow get that first pick, because now that I'm literally right under it, I don't see why they wouldn't give it to me if I give them like a pair of thirds. Like, give me that. Give you that. Actually, let's just do the 1/3. Okay, so you need a little bit more. So I'll give you a little bit more. I'll give you 2/4. Okay, that dropped it actually. I'll give you 2/3. Okay, that was the wrong third. I'll give you the 93rd and 92nd pick. That's not gonna do it. I'll just take the L. I'll just take the L on that. Now, can I get your second round pick in 2028 with that, and maybe a third next year? Okay, so you're thinking about it. How about a fourth next year? Okay, how about just a second? Shit. How about I give you a third this year and you give me the second in 2028? Okay, how about I give you a fourth this year and you give me that second? Okay, how about I give you a 7th round pick this year? Son of a bitch. Oh my gosh. 7th round pick in 2028. I get your 2nd round pick in 2028. First pick in this one. You get Sam Darnold, our 2nd pick. A 3rd round pick in this year's draft, our last one. And the 4th round pick and whatever. What? Perfect. All right. We had to give up a 6th this year, but that's fine. And we gave up a 7th next year, but we had 2 of those. So we get the first overall pick. We move on from Sam Darnold. Last year of his deal, I wasn't re-signing him. He was getting traded regardless. So at least we got some value out of him. That's the most that we can ask for right now. But now we have the first overall pick and the 32nd pick. So ideally, I'd be able to get both of my guys in terms of right end and the wide receiver. Obviously, I'm going with the 6'5" physical wide receiver that looks like he's the next coming of Calvin Johnson. But the right end, I'm going to see if I have to move up a little bit. But I'll make that decision when I'm in there. Okay, so we're moving up 6 spots. We're giving up one of our thirds, a 5th, and 2 7ths. Okay, I'm going to have to give up a little bit more. Clearly, I thought that was pretty much set in place, but I'll give up a 6th-round pick next year. I don't really care about that. So we're moving up 6 spots to somewhat solidify that we're getting a right end. I looked into right ends across the league. The only ones I had interest in were requiring a lot of money, and I'm not trying to put myself into that grave. So we're going to hop into the draft and hopefully be able to get our guys in terms of the right end. Let's see how this player is in terms of the wide receiver, because he looks damn good. Spencer Tolliver. I wish that we could see you 100%, but top 5 talent. Let's do it. Let's do it. Spencer Tolliver, welcome to the Seattle Seahawks. A-, ranked 2nd. So that means the other wide receiver was ranked 1st. And he is hidden development with 96 jumping, 92 acceleration, 89 agility, 87 change of direction, and 90 speed. This really seems like Calvin Johnson in another body. I mean, wow. A to B run block? Like, okay, all right. Let's go ahead and skip forward to our pick. I won't do the whole 1-by-1 situation, but I'm curious as to what the Titans are going to do now that they have Sam Darnold. Are they going to take the wide receiver? No, they take the left tackle. Huh, are the Jets going to take him? Oh, yeah, they do. Okay, so if he started dropping outside of the top 5, I was definitely going to consider trading for him. But let's go ahead and see. I don't think any Marquise Fisher got taken. I don't think that was my guy. Was that my guy? Fucking Marquise Fisher, bro. Shit. Okay. All right, let's take a look at Springs. Ugh. Gosh. Springs was my guy, bro. I literally traded up to get him. He's a run stopper, elite strength. Okay, let's take a look at the left ends and see if they're any better. Because, oh my gosh, I really thought I was going to be able to get them at this spot. No, they're not any better. Fuck. Antoine Springs or the other guy. I think Antoine Springs is a better player, even though his... Ooh, he has F stamina. Vince Michaels. I didn't realize that the clock is on. Antoine Springs, welcome to the team. Let's hope that you're actually good. Please be good. A B-. Hidden development. Okay, that's all I was gonna ask for. That's all I was gonna ask for, to be honest with you. Okay, fantastic. So now we have our next picks, which, to be honest, I might utilize these to be able to get those first-round picks in a couple years, because teams would be willing to give that up to be able to get maybe a second-round pick. I'm not sure how willing they'd be, actually. I'm not sure, but we'll take a quick look. I don't think any of these guys are really going to entice me at all. So let's do the situation of trading away the pick and see if we can get a second from any team and maybe another second if possible. If they're a first-round pick from the Green Bay Packers. Okay, all right. Thank you, Green Bay, for your first-round pick next year, because I was not going to use that second-round pick. Perfect. So we get a first-round pick for next year. I don't think we had one. I think we gave it up, so that's fantastic. As now we can simulate to the third-round pick, see if there's anybody that we are enticed by, but in all honesty, we might trade that one too. Actually, let's look at the trades first. Let's not waste any time. If we find a trade that we're interested in, we'll go ahead and take it, like a second-round pick, but I don't know if we're going to be getting that third-round pick, and then we're seeing like fourth-round picks. Ugh. Yikes. I might do the Titans one, get another third for next year. We need to build up the future years because this year I'm not really concerned about it. In the coming years, we could be able to trade back into the first, but I'm going to let the CPU, actually, with this 4th round pick, I'm going to try to trade it for a third since it's so high in the draft, or so high in the 4th round. I could get a third next year. I might do the Browns. I think the Browns is the best case scenario because they're giving me a third straight up, but they're pretty bad. Yeah, I'll take the Browns 3rd round pick next year. So that'll solidify us for the future for right now, and then we'll figure out the draft picks going forward. But I'm going to simulate through. I like the 2 picks that we got. I'm pretty confident in that, and I think we're going to have possibly another playoff run. So let's go ahead and take a look at our lineup after we reset it. Now Jalen Milroe is at the helm, but we have our 80 overall Spencer Tolliver at wide receiver 3. Hopefully he's able to develop properly, but that is fantastic to see. Elijah Arroyo, I mean, we have a lot of the younger guys from that draft class coming in and hopefully are going to perform to a high level for us on the offensive side. The defensive side, 75 overall Springs is going to fill in that right end spot, and our defense is still looking great, and hopefully they can continue to do so because, we need it. We need it desperately, but I think we can do it. I think we can figure it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the scheme fit. 72 seems to be the best, and I think I'm going to stick with the 72 vertical zone run. 3-4 storm, 68. I'm not going to do 4-3. I'm not going to do 4-6. As much as those say, okay, I can do a base 3-4. I can do a base 3-4. 86 overall scheme fit. They wanted me to try to put another defensive end to be in next to Byron Murphy, but that's not going to happen. I did not sign Terrell Bernard for no reason. So now this could possibly be the last season only because we won the Super Bowl. But I'm contemplating it because, Jalen Milroe could possibly develop this season. We could have another run next year maybe. We could have a run this year. I'm just not super confident about, Jalen Milroe being the guy. But I'm going to do the scouting, and then I'll see you at the midseason mark, and I'll explain all the scouting whenever we get there. At the midseason mark, we're 1-5. Yikes. Okay, let's look at players ready to negotiate. $164 million, but that's not without most of our team needing to be re-signed. I mean, Cooper Kupp's contract definitely helps with getting it off the books, but we need to get back Devin Witherspoon. That's without a doubt. We need Devin Witherspoon back. Let's give him a 5-year deal, hold him on the team for the foreseeable future, and then we're going to go for Jackson Smith and Jigba, who is going to have a 5-year deal, actually a 6-year deal. Let's commit as long as possible to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Derek Hall, I'm considering moving on from him. Gray Zabel shouldn't even really have... He still has one more year. Technically, he still has one more year. Yeah, he's still supposed to have 2 more years on his contract since he is their first pick. Okay, so Anthony Bradford, not really a concern. I think we got your replacement already, Will Hernandez. Either way, the right guard that's there is still better than him. So either way, I more than likely am going to move on from him. Leonard Williams, that would leave us in a pretty bad spot, but he's 33. I don't even think he's going to be coming back. That's the thing, into the league. Will Hernandez, questionable as well. But everybody else, I want to keep Jason Myers, even though, he's 36. Okay, wait. We got to hold off on that. But Michael Dixon, you need to come back, bro. You need to stop playing with us. Hold on. Let's give you a very player-friendly deal. I was looking for a better fit. Okay. So, in terms of everything else, though, I think I'm going to leave it. Derek Hall, I'm not crazy about. He would drop us about $8 million. I'll do it just because I need it. And I don't want to be left in a bad spot for the outside linebackers and things like that. So we'll have $101 million and ideally be able to get a defensive end in this draft class, hopefully. But 1-5 is not a good start at all. But it seems like people are maybe progressing. Let's see if Jalen Milroe is Jalen Milroe is still a 71. Yikes. Even with his weapons. Jeez. But the team still looks good. I mean, he just needs to develop. That's it. That's all Jalen Milroe needs to do. He has the weapons to be able to do it, so he should be able to develop. I'm not even going to look at the stats because then I'm going to get ahead of myself and start doing things that I shouldn't be doing. Scouting national focus, I should probably put it on QB at this point. Jalen Judge, I'm contemplating doing it, but what I'm going to do is do defensive ends with the assumption that I'm going to be going with defensive end. I have to see how Jalen Milroe does for the rest of the season. If he still shits the bed, I might have to move on from him. Oh, no. 5-12 after winning a Super Bowl last season. I'll give it one more year. Because I want to try to push for it. Well, look at the lineup. Did he progress at all? Did Jalen Milroe progress at all? No. He went up like 2 overalls in reality, but Tolliver is an X factor? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. We don't even have our first round pick. I just realized that. Fuck. So the 2027 season recap has the Bills winning the Super Bowl since we moved on from Sam Darnold. Christian Benford won Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen won NFL MVP. Sean McDermott won Coach of the Year. And Josh Allen won Offensive Player of the Year. Abdul Carter won Defensive Player of the Year. Trevor Nails won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Vince Michaels won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, I'm going to give it one more year. If we still shit the bed after these draft picks, I might have to pack it up. But I'm trying to give Jalen Milroe a shot. I'm trying to. All right, with the $102 million, we re-signed Michael Dixon, Will Hernandez, and oh my God, Jahmyr Gibbs is here. And come on, Leonard Williams to a 1-year deal. That's only as a safe, to not put us in a bad position. But Jahmyr Gibbs. We have Kenneth Walker. I can't be doing this. I can't be trying to. But Brian Branch, I can give you the house. Brian. I can give you the house. Hopefully. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to overpay for Brian Branch. Because at this point, yeah, very player friendly. I need to be able to make sure that I get Brian. Because I need some sort of bright spot going here. Nolan Smith would be nice as well. We'll do very player friendly as well. We're in competition with the Chargers. Ooh, Joe Tippmann at center. That would be more to put him at maybe right guard or Julian Presley at right guard, but I would be getting him strictly to put him somewhere else on the line. But still, regardless, I feel like that would be a good addition for us. Elton Jenkins. We have Gray Zabel. We do have Gray Zabel. And Elton Jenkins is a little old, so that might not be the best idea. Kenny Moore. I'll see what I can do with the rest of this. I need to get a kicker for sure, but I think that's probably going to be it. So I'll see you if I end up making any more decisions. All right, so our potential signees are Brian Branch, Nolan Smith Jr., Marlon Humphrey, Joe Tippmann, and Jake Bates. I might give a little bit more to Nolan just so he can for sure come to the team, but I want to get him. I want to get him bad. So I'm going to do 11 mil, 10 mil, and try to see if that does it for us. That actually made it worse, I think. I legitimately think that made it worse for us. So hold on. Let me do that again. Okay, so now we have full bars for him, so hopefully we'll be able to get him. But everybody else should be, let's see, evaluate the offers. Everybody decided. We got Brian Branch, Nolan Smith, Joe Tippmann, and Jake Bates. So we did not get Marlon Humphrey, which is fine. We actually didn't need him, which I'm not very fazed by, to be honest with you. I thought that we missed out on Brian Branch. But that's good. That's good that we did that. Okay, so let's see how our team looks now with these new signees. I want to be able to tell what we're going to have to pursue. I mean, obviously, quarterback needs to progress. He needs to progress. There's just no doubts about that. Let's move Presley to right guard. I feel like Tippmann's a little bit better at center. And we'll move Presley to right guard to see if he ends up being the same overall. And then that would put us in a pretty good position for the offensive line to not have to use Will Hernandez. But, yeah, I'm pretty good with that. Yep. Tight end is going to be something that we might have to pursue. Ernest Jones went down. I was going to put one of these two at free safety. It might be Brian Branch. What is his ratings? Yeah, I'm going to have to put you at free safety, Brian. I'm going to have to put you at free safety because I want Nick and Mawari to not, like, get a regression at all. So now we can use Julian Love to possibly get a tight end, hopefully, and then see what else we can do. But Brian Branch on the team. Leonard Williams is normal development. But Nolan Smith is a good addition. Hall is down to normal dev. Everybody's regressing. Everybody is regressing. So we have to do something. The defense, I think, is fine. I don't need to jump and get a left end. What I need to jump and get is a tight end. I think that's definitely what we have to do. So Julian Love might be expendable. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to be that easy, but we gave up one of our third-round picks, Julian Love, and a fourth-round pick to get Dalton Kincaid from the Buffalo Bills. The other guys was a filler for the trade, to be honest with you. So Jahmyr Gibbs went to the Saints. Very interesting. But we have Dalton Kincaid on the team now. Our offense is lethal. Our offense is very lethal, and it should continue to be now because Jalen Milroe needs to develop with the team that he has. That there's like no other choice but to develop. Left end would be the only thing that I'd be looking at. I'd have to see what's in the draft. I don't know if there's a lot of options for that. I don't know. Let's go ahead and take a look in terms of the actual prospects themselves without the times because I'll take a look for that myself. But, Ivory. I could try to trade up. Since this is the last year, I could do something if I have the assets to. But Dexter Ivory replacing Leonard Williams would be great. I'd have to get into the top 5 though, and that's gonna be very difficult. He's ranked 2nd, so let's try to get the 2nd overall pick. I don't know if that's gonna be an option. Okay, so I think this is gonna be good enough. We're trading our 23rd pick, the 68, the 76, a 2nd-round pick in next year's draft, a 1st-round pick in 2029, and a 4th-round pick in 2028. Okay, we still need to improve it a little bit more. So we're going to give a 3rd-round pick. Actually, I can't even do that. Let's try to do the 3rd in that year. Ideally, it would be the 3rd. Okay, perfect. So now we can use that 2nd to possibly move up one more spot because I feel like the Patriots are going to take the guy that I want, and I want to get him. I want to get him bad. I feel like they're going to take my guy. I feel like they're going to take him, and I really, really, really don't want them to. I really don't want them to. Oh, come on. Okay, wow, that took a lot. So we get the 1st overall pick. We give up our 3rd-string middle linebacker, Leonard Williams, Boye Mafe, which I wasn't crazy about. Unfortunately, we had to do it. We have Nolan Smith over him anyways, but I was going to move him to right outside linebacker, but it's fine. Our 2nd pick, our 2nd-round pick in 2 years, and our 5th-round pick this year. So clearly my focus is getting that guy, and that's it. And that's it for this draft, and we're going to do it right now because I'm not wasting any time. I wasted so much time making that trade because it took me like 20 minutes to even figure out the specifics about it. I tried to get a 3rd-round pick from the Patriots to trade it back to them, but I didn't realize that I could have given all 3 of the players and commit like that. So we are going to start this draft and get our guy and get him on this team to fill it out because Leonard Williams was not going to do it. As much as QB is cool, Dexter Ivory, elite speed, good stats. The only thing is stamina, but it's good enough. It's good enough, and I think he's going to be a great player on our team for this year, hopefully. And he was the number 1 pick. Former high school power forward is crazy. 91 acceleration, 82 agility, 86 speed. Looks great. Hopefully he'll be able to perform and be able to bring to the team what we need him to. So let's take a look at this lineup now that we have set that in place. And we are going to, Jalen Milroe's a 74, back to it because now he got his morale back. But the offense looks good. The offense looks good and capable. That is the ideal scenario. Hopefully Tolliver gets a little bit more action going on, but the offense looks great. The defense, 79 overall Dexter Ivory, is great for our defensive line. And I think what the fuck? Anyways, I don't know why that thing was listening to me. I'm pretty confident with this team. I'm pretty confident for this to be the last run. I like it. I think we're going to be able to do what we need to do with this and perform to the best of our ability. And yeah, let's just simulate. I mean, we can simulate to the end of the season. Since we're not re-signing anybody, I'm not doing the draft. Yeah, let's just simulate to the playoffs. Let's be surprised by how the record is. And I'll put my hands back. And we end up making the playoffs after all, 11-6. Finally, Jalen Milroe comes into his own. We did a proper rebuild with the Seattle Seahawks. 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns by Patrick Mahomes. 15th in offensive yards, 11th in defensive. Holy shit, Patrick. Jalen Milroe, 3,600 yards, 27 TDs, and 10 interceptions. Finally having that good season. Adding the tight end definitely made a difference. 1,400 yards and 16 TDs for Kenneth Walker. Jackson Smith and Jigba had 1,100 yards and 8 TDs. Spencer Tolliver, don't tell me he dropped. Okay, no, he's still a superstar X Factor. Wow. I'm so curious as to how his career is going to go. I might just simulate like 10 years to see how he looks in 10 years, just for shits and giggles. But I would love to see how Spencer Tolliver is going to be doing at that point. But anyways, great receiver, great guy on the team. Terrell Bernard has the most tackles. Byron Murphy had 14 TFLs, and Antoine Springs had 12, with Ivory having 9. What is his superstar? Very nice. Okay, so we don't have to look at the lineup. I think I'm just going to hop straight into the game in terms of I'm going to simulate through it because I just want to be able to see how we win, hopefully win. 9 sacks for the guy that I was literally about to get rid of. Rashawn Peterson with 5 interceptions. Sorry, my dog is playing with his toy. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and simulate through this game against the Los Angeles Rams and hopefully be able to beat them ideally, and it always ends this way. It always ends this way. We make it to the wild card in the last year. We simulate through the first one, and then we end up losing. And not by a lot. Not by a lot at all. Let's simulate to the offseason, and let's see how everybody did in terms of awards. And then maybe as a little Easter egg, I might simulate 10 years. I don't know. For Tolliver, because I really want to see how he does. So the 2028 season recap has the Bills going back-to-back with Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes getting NFL MVP. I mean, 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns will definitely do it. Braden Williamson, Coach of the Year for the Jets. Devontae Smith, Offensive Player of the Year. Greg Rousseau, Defensive Player of the Year. Dominique Parker, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Akeem Oldham, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm surprised our guy didn't win it, but that'll do it. That will do it. I'll do the whole outro now that we're waiting on this, but I hope you did enjoy that. Let me know down in the comments below if you did, and if you have any ideas as to what to do in terms of rebuilds for the current Madden, and also the Madden that's coming, let me know down in the comments below. But while you're down there, please leave a like so more people can see it, so we can get a broader audience, so we can make this more of a community, and we can make more Madden content. And also, while you're down there, subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of these Madden rebuilds, on the rest of anything that has to do with football, because that is what this channel is all about. It's about football, and it's about having it be football central. If you have anything that you like outside of football, like basketball, maybe just video games like platinuming a game and completing a game, or baseball, soccer, if you like either of those, I will have those channels in the channel description, and hopefully you'll enjoy those as well. But this is my bread and butter right here. This is what got me onto YouTube. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Peace.